Hello, Gemini. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is your weekly read for the week of the 30th of March to the 5th of April 2020. How are you doing, Gemini? Good, I hope. Now, if you're watching this at the weekend when I publish these videos, then I've got a half price reading sale, and the half price offer this weekend is an abundance and money read. So if you'd like to book in for one of those, they're not 120 Australian dollars, they're 60 Australian dollars, which is 40 American dollars, about that anyway at the moment, or was at time of recording anyway. There's a link up there to book in for one of those. So that's a 3-page report. I get it out within 24 hours, completely personal to you. And if you're watching this in the week, then next weekend I'm having a reading sale too. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know what that reading's going to be. So if there is a particular reading that I do, or that you want me to do in that half price reading sale, then just let me know in the comments, Gemini, and I'll consider it. So what's your story this week? Let's have a look what's going on for Geminis this week. I wonder. Oh, this is about relationships this week. And it's about healing. So this is a heart healing week for you, Gemini. Heart healing. This is about past relationships, maybe current relationships as well. And it's about you getting over hurt, past hurts, current hurts. Repeating patterns, I'm hearing, repeating hurts. Maybe you keep on getting hurt in the same way, and you're not realizing how you're creating that. And sometimes it's just our wounds that create it. You know when you stub your toe, when you've broken your toe, right? If you ever stub your toe and broken your toe, then you just keep on kicking it. And like, I'm sure I don't kick my toe this much in normal life, but now I seem to be kicking this and hurting it over and over again. Or you cut your finger when you're cooking, and then you keep on like dipping your finger in salt or lemon juice or whatever and garlic on it, and it stings like crazy. And you're like, I'm sure I don't usually dip my fingers in all of these things. It's that kind of thing. When you've got a wound, you actually attract more to that wound. You don't go around stubbing your toe all the time. It's not that you just, you're doing it all the time, but you only notice once you've broken your toe. It's not true. When you've got a wound, you actually keep on damaging it again, and that's how you're attracting it. And so when you've got a wound that you haven't healed, Gemini, thirsty because I had some salty fish for lunch. When you have a wound that you haven't healed, when you've got a heart wound, when you haven't processed and healed and let go so that you feel good about past relationships or current relationships, when you're still holding on to something, you're attracting the same. And so I'm hearing for some of you Geminis, you've been hurt over and over again. And of course, that just compounds it, doesn't it? It's like breaking your toe and then stubbing and re-breaking it over and over again. It gets worse and worse and worse, and you keep on kicking it even more and more. And so you keep on attracting the same kind of people. You're attracted to the people that are going to do the same thing to you. You're attracted to the same kind of people. And this needs to stop. So you need to heal your heart. It's not just affecting your relationships either. When we haven't got healed hearts, we try and protect ourselves. We put brick walls up in front of ourselves. We stop love coming in many things. We stop love coming in from our community, from customers, from our bosses, from our colleagues, all kinds of things. We have walls, we have padlocks, we have gates in front of us, and it stops all kind of good coming in. From the universe too, when we're blocked off like that, especially when it's our heart, when we're blocked off to love, it causes all kinds of barriers. So let's see where this story is going, or some bit more information about this heart healing. What's going on, Gemini? And of course, when we're all in lockdown, it allows us time to face these things, when we're spending a lot of time by ourselves. Then we realize our problems it's not everyone else, because we still have the problems when we're by ourselves, and it's all within us. And so maybe this is when your heart is calling out to you, when you can actually hear your heart, because you're having a bit of a break at the moment, Gemini, from work. So you're not so distracted, with the usual life and unusual things, so that you're not listening to your heart, and then your heart's saying, I'm hurting. And you're remembering all these past wounds, these past people that have done these things to you. Maybe it's coming up in your dreams. Maybe you just keep on thinking about these past pains. Your heart started speaking to you because you've given it space now. Or rather, the universe has given it space by putting this virus around and making us all stop, right? It's allowing you to create what you really want in your life now. So this is about alongside of healing your heart, it's about looking for what you really want now. What kind of relationship do you want? If your heart's hurting, if you've been like cheated on again and again, or if you keep on, getting together with narcissists or something, or abusers, or whatever has continued happening to you, start focusing on what you would really like to create instead. What kind of relationship would be amazing for you? This has got to go alongside this heart healing, because this in itself is going to heal your heart in a way, getting focused not on what you don't want anymore, but on what you do want, so that you can start allowing it in. Because healing is part of it, healing those wounds is part of it. We've got to face that. We've got to face what pattern it is that we've been doing that keeps on making us attracted to those same kind of people all the time. We've got to heal those wounds so that we don't keep on kicking our toe over and over again. But we also need to focus on what it is that we would really like. Just imagine, Gemini, what an amazing relationship would be like for you. Maybe someone that's just like you, someone that can reciprocate, someone that really uplifts you and brings something, really adds value to your life and really loves and appreciates you. Just imagine what that would be like for you. Spend some time in daydream land to create that. What would it be like to allow someone that's really good for you in your life? Because I'm picking up that some of you Geminis that are watching this, some of you have been like choosing people that aren't good for you. Maybe you're good for them, but they're not good for you. You're not allowing the good ones in. You're probably not attracted to them at all. Like a bit of a challenge, do you, Gemini? Someone that's a bit challenging, someone that's a bit messed up, that kind of thing. Got a lot of healing to do, a lot of healing, Gemini. But you're strong enough to do it, because look, you've got the strength and courage to do this. You've got freedom on the other side of it, freedom in relationships. That's another thing that some of you could be doing as well, getting together with very controlling people. And you're trying to control them and they're trying to control you, and it's horrible. You can't get them into that cage. They just won't go into that cage. They can't, you feel like you're being stifled by them, that kind of thing. You want freedom, and like, what does that even look like? You might not have even seen that, what true freedom looks like, when you're both free to do what you want to do, when you're both following your own life paths, you're both making your souls happy, but you come together in a really healthy relationship to be there for each other, but not to try and control each other, not to try and like live your lives together, kind of thing. Gemini, you're strong. You're strong enough to do this. You've got the courage to face these things that need healing, to face these wounds, and to face that you can have what you want. You can have the freedom that what you want. And you know what? If you haven't seen this, if you haven't ever even witnessed anybody else in this free kind of relationship, and you don't even know what it looked like, that's all the better, because you get to create it. You get to actually dream that up. What would it be like for you? It doesn't have to look like anyone else's idea of that. What would be perfect for you? What would be like a real free kind of relationship? Maybe what I've just already told you is kind of clouding the waters a bit. Maybe just you get to decide what that is for you. I know what it'd be for me, and so that's what I kind of based it on. But what is it for you? What is it for you, Gemini? What would be a relationship that would make you feel completely free? Because I'm feeling like there's been a lot of control issues both ways. It's not just them trying to control you. You've been doing the same thing. You've been doing the same thing, Gemini, and you've got to let it go within yourself as well. So there's so much healing to do, so much relationship healing to do. But now's the time to do it, because look, you're being given the opportunity now to detach from this for good, to detach for good from it. I'm just going to move this down. It feels like it's too high. Whoops. There we go. You're being given the opportunity to detach from this pattern now and actually take the risk and create something new in your life. Yeah, it might be comfortable for you to keep on getting the same relationships, the same kind of relationships over and over again. That's your comfort zone. You know what those people are like, those controlling people are like. You can deal with it. Feels comfortable. It even feels attractive to you. They feel attractive to you. As I said, some of you have been like you've not been choosing people that are good for you. You've been choosing people that are bad for you because that's your comfort zone. Maybe you're rerunning your parents' relationship. A lot of us do that, right? We learn our parents' dysfunctions and then we replicate them. Even though we swear we're not going to, we do anyway, because we don't realize that we were learning it anyway, even though we were trying not to, right? So you've been given the opportunity to actually detach from this pattern now, actually take that risk and do something different. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to stop yourself. You need to actually become aware of what you're doing so that you can stop yourself. Like when you get attracted to someone, you tell yourself, Claire, you're doing the same thing again. I'm Gemini rising, by the way. Claire, you're doing the same thing again. He's not good for you. Don't do it. You can tell yourself like that. Take the risk. Take the risk. You've got the opportunity to take the risk and change things up. What's the options? The options are you carry on doing what you're doing, what you have been doing. You're going to get what you've always got, right? Do you want to? Do you want to keep on doing that? Isn't that the definition of madness? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. And it's not them. It's not them. They're playing their part in it, but you keep on choosing them. You keep on choosing them, right? It's like constantly like going into like a 7-Eleven and buying sweets and sugar and lollies and stuff and then saying, you see, 7-Eleven just keeps on selling me this stuff and now I'm unhealthy. It's like, no, 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 no. It's you that keeps on choosing it and keeps on paying for it and keeps on going in there. It's you that's doing it, Gemini. So here we go. It's a heart healing week for you. It's time for you to sort out your relationship shit. Your relationships. It's time for you to sort out your relationship, Gemini, because your heart needs healing and it's showing you. You're being shown your wounds. You're being shown your wounds and that you keep on pouring salt into, you keep on stubbing that toe over and over because you haven't been healing those wounds. You've not been facing it. I think you've been thinking it's normal or just that's what life's like, and it's not. You're just on repeat. You're just on repeat. You keep on going into the 7-Eleven and buying that sugar crap. You keep on doing the same things over and over. And so you need to, as part of this heart healing, as well as facing what you've been doing and becoming aware of what you've been doing and how you've been choosing that, you need to also shift your focus on to like daydreaming about what it is that you want. Like, what would an amazing relationship be like for you? What would that be like? So you need to start allowing that so you can create it. So get half of your mind focused on that. It's going to be like a half and half week then. So you're going to have to do some heart healing. So you're going to have to look at the past. You're going to have to look at those patterns. But don't do all of that. You need to look where you're headed to. You're headed toward a positive relationship, something that's going to be really good for you. So you need to let part of yourself focus on that. Do some daydreaming while you've got all this time on what would be an amazing relationship for you. Someone you can reciprocate from. Someone that would be really healthy for you. Someone that would give you freedom, allow you the freedom to be yourself, and you doing the same thing for you for them too, right? Creating the freedom for them too, not doing the control thing that you've done before, Gemini. I'm really picking up that that's you. Like even if you think that they've been the controlling one, you've got it within you too. You're trying to control them right back, and that might have been a counter thing, you know. It might have been like first relationship you were in, they were controlling with you. You had like a countermeasure to try and control them, and you got stuck in that pattern because of it. But you're a strong person. You can do this. You can actually create a relationship where you both have freedom. You can do it. You can make these changes. But it's going to take some bravery because you've got to detach. You know, you've got to detach from old patterns. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to make some changes. That requires you to become aware of what you've been doing so that you can stop yourself and say, oh, Claire, don't do that again. You're attracted to that person because it's the same thing over and over again. Do you really want another relationship with the ex and that ex and that ex? Do you really want to do the same thing again? Or do you want to detach and get out of your comfort zone and do something new now? It's going to be out of your comfort zone. It's going to be something new. It's not going to feel normal to you. It's not going to feel natural to you. But you've got to do it. You've got to make a change. Stop doing the same things over and over again, Gemini, especially in relationships. And this, when you come out the other end of this heart healing and everything, this healing relationships and this stopping this pattern, this dysfunctional pattern that you've got going on, it's going to open your heart to way more. And so if you find you've been held back in your work, you've been held back with customers, you've been held back in all kinds of things in other areas of your life, it's all about your heart. It's all about your heart having to protect itself because of these patterns too. You'll be amazed at how far-reaching this has on your vibration. So, you know, your heart especially, it's a huge part of your power. It's your consciousness and your emotional energy. Your emotional energy comes from your heart. And so this is absolutely affecting everything in your life, Gemini. It needs healing. It needs healing. There you go. If you like this reading, please click like and subscribe to my channel, Gemini. Leave a comment, what did you get out of that? And what would you like the half price reading to be next weekend? You let me know if there's a particular reading you want. Or I can create a new kind of reading as well. If there's something you particularly want to know from your higher self, you just let me know that. If you're getting value out of these readings, please share my channel with your friends because they could be getting value out of it as well. They could be getting that help from the higher selves and moving to the life of their dreams as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week and I'll see you next time. Bye.